Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Khan speaking on behalf of MyKita. Now, I receive a lot of requests for opinion from different agencies, different entities, and also different organizations on what should happen and what may happen in this week and probably next week as well, 1 or 2 weeks ahead. Now, nobody can tell anything because the numbers and the figures, the data are still very uncertain. Yeah. Now, but if we base our opinion on logic and common sense, I hope these are the two things that the government is basing on, using them to do the right extrapolation, then we should be looking at three scenarios. Now, for the three scenarios to happen, we will need to look at two gates. Yeah, I will break it down to two gates. The first gate is on this Wednesday, on the 25th of March, and the second gate on Friday, which is the 27th of March. Now, why two gates? Because these two gates are important. The first gate is for us to look at the trend, whether it goes up or come down, and the second gate on Friday to look at it, whether it is affirmed to go up or come down. Now, three scenarios. Scenario 1 improved, scenario 2 uncertain, scenario 3 escalated. Now, this is what will happen if you look at the statistic in next 2 days. Now, by Wednesday, scenario 1, MCO improve, COVID-19 situation improve. Scenario 1, which means on Wednesday, the statistics on the infection and death should come down, affirmed by another round of statistics on Friday, showing it on the downside. Then the MCO will expire as scheduled. This is the first scenario of improvement. Scenario 2, which is uncertain, backed up by data on the infection and death on Wednesday, showing it up or down, and on Friday showing it down or up, the reverse side. Yeah, if you look at the reverse, which means there is an uncertainty in the data, therefore the MCO will be extended for another 2 weeks. Now, why 2 weeks? Because we are looking at 14 days gestation period before the COVID-19 symptoms can be obvious. Scenario 3, which is something that we don't hope for, an escalated situation, whereby by Wednesday we'll be looking at the statistic going up and affirmed by Friday equally going up and getting worse. This is the most severe case whereby a lockdown will be considered or even be called by this 31st March. Yeah. Now, I assume that the government will consider all factors, including the impact on national security, the economy, and of course, many other factors such as health and social system before a lockdown is being called, which I think is very much unlikely, but not impossible. Now, what is most likely, 40% of likelihood is that MCO is extended with a tier 1 control. Now, personally, I will look at MCO with 3 tiers because Malaysia, we don't have a health alert system such as in other countries like in Singapore, where they have DOSCON, different alert level. Now, we will have an imaginary alert level of MCO, tier 3, 2, and the highest escalation of 1. Now, tier 3 is something we have seen and we have passed, whereby the police force, PDRM, enforces the MCO movement control order at district and local levels. Yeah. Now, at that tier 1 level, what they have done is awareness and of course a lot of persuasion. Tier 2 is whereby the MCO enforcement is being heightened with the participation of the army, the military. Now, tier 1 will be very strict and much more heightened, whereby all movement will be limited to only emergency. Now we are still looking at movement for essential activities. Yeah, tier 1 MCO enforcement will be looking at movement limited, restricted only for emergency, like going for medicines or going for clinics and stuff like that. Yeah, so if the COVID-19 situation does not improve, then very likely they will call for MCO tier 1 rather than a lockdown. That's my opinion for the next 1 to 2 weeks. I believe these are the 3 scenarios where we can logically use for us to plan ahead what are our contingency plan and what shall we do if this happens to occur. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay alert, stay healthy, everyone.